What a match we just witnessed. What a tie between Manchester United and Barcelona. It ends 2-1 on the night for Manchester United, 4-3 on aggregate. G, what was your initial thoughts and reaction to Barcelona going out?
I'll give you our reaction in just a second. Hold on. How are you doing, by the way? Just out of curiosity, you know?
I mean, I'm doing good.
I'm doing spectacular. Whew! Barcelona are absolute frauds. This was the night they got exposed for what they really are. Look, I'm tired of hearing this team, oh, the best defense in Europe, this and this and that. They're frauds. When it comes to matches in the biggest moments in European nights, when the lights are the brightest, especially Old Trafford, what happens? They get what I think is a phantom penalty, a penalty that never gets called. UEFA Lona at it again, trying to get them the easy road to win the Europa. You're not even in Champions League, so I guess they're getting all the power they can to try and win any match. But what comes through is Manchester United were the better team. They've always been the better team. They should have won in Spain in the Camp Nou, but they rightfully win and they expose Barcelona for the frauds they are.
Like I said before, what a match this was. This was too good to be a Europa League round of 32 match. This deserved to be a Champions League quarterfinal match because this is two of the best teams in the world, and they both showed it out there over the course of these two legs. But my main takeaway is that Manchester United did what they needed to do. No Pedri, no Gavi, no Dembele, and they were at home at Old Trafford. Manchester United had to win this match, and that's exactly what they did. And to be fair, the penalty in the first half, I think that it was a bit of a 50-50 call. I think that you're saying it was a phantom pen. I think it's a 50-50 call. It could have went either way. Barcelona got a little bit of luck.
It's a soft pen.
I think it was a soft pen, but Barcelona got a little bit of luck. But Manchester United in the second half, I don't know what Erik ten Hag told them in the dressing room, but what a halftime speech he must have given them, because in the second half, they were so far superior to Barcelona. It was not even a joke. It was not even funny. They came out in the second half and absolutely dominated. And for me, this guy has gotten scrutinized too much this season, and his name is Antony. What a performance he came on. He came on, and he changed the game, scored the winning goal. Everyone wants to criticize these players because of their big price tags, and they don't want to give them time. Antony proved why he will be a quality player and why he will be a star for Manchester United in the future. I think that's one of my main takeaways from this. But overall, I think Manchester United did what they needed to do.
Yeah, I think Manchester United came out great in the second half, but this was same old Barca. They capitulated in the biggest moments when it mattered the most. When they needed to step up and close this game out, they could not. This defense, the best defense in Europe, could not close out a game. That does not make sense. And look, they've been giving all credits that even you have said, oh, this Barca team is going to shatter defensive records in La Liga. Let's just take a gander of the teams they played in La Liga. Cadiz, Villarreal, Sevilla, Real Betis, Girona, Real Sociedad, and Getafe. None of those teams are great attacking football teams. So what is this defense really? What test has this defense had? Any real test they've had was this Manchester United team, and you saw what happened. They got outschooled, outplayed. They were out of their depth. And look, I'll give them small benefit of the doubt. They were missing certain players, but that does not matter. No matter what, you put your best team out there. They still had a good team. De Jong, Busquets, they had all these guys. Their midfield was still somewhat intact, and they capitulated under the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to sit up here and act like this Barcelona team was bad, because it's not. It's still a very good team, and they have a lot of expensive players in there. I mean, Rafinha, he cost, 60 million? But for me, my main takeaway from this match, look, he scored. Lewandowski, he did score, but it was poor today.
He was awful. He was
poor today. And
he was awful.
He needed to show up in this big moment, and it's been something throughout his career where he has not always showed up in the big moments. And this is the thing. Outside of that penalty, he really didn't do much at all. He was piss poor, to be honest.
He had one chance at the death where he missed. It was cleared off the line of Varane.
But I mean, giving Lewandowski some of the benefit of the doubt, I do not understand what Xavi was thinking. I understand that Sergi Roberto played well at the weekend, but you have Ferran Torres, who also had his best game in a Barcelona shirt at the weekend, and he didn't get in the pitch until the 70th minute. And then you also have Fati, who is another proper winger. And I'm not calling Fati a world beater. Obviously, he's been underperforming, but he is better than Sergi Roberto at left wing. You have two actual players who can play left wing, and you chose to play Sergi Roberto there. And then after you saw how bad he was playing at left wing, you kept him in there until the 70th minute, and you only give Ferran and Afati 15 and then 20 minutes to play. That was not going to do it. And I think it's another case of Xavi overthinking of another big match. Xavi tends to overthink big matches similarly to Pep Guardiola, and I don't quite understand it. In the first leg, he didn't do what he needed to do. He played Marcos Alonso at center back. That was a big reason. Alonso did score, but he was not that great defensively, and that was a big reason as to why it ended up being 2-2. They needed to get a result at the Camp Nou to come to Old Trafford, and then it wouldn't have been like I said, Manchester United, they had an advantage coming into this match because it was 2-2. All they have to do is win at home. Barcelona needed to win at home, and they failed to do it. I think that's a big reason why Manchester United ultimately they move forward in this tie.
I would agree with that, but I'm not going to let Lewandowski, and I'm not going to let you take that much pressure off him. Look, this is a guy that people have been saying, oh, he has Ronaldo type numbers in La Liga, that some have deemed him the best 9 in the world. And I don't see it. I don't know if maybe I'm just not watching the right games or nothing, but I think it's criminal, and I think it's not even a conversation that you should ever hold him in the same breath as Karim Benzema. Because as you can see, side by side, when Real Madrid needed Benzema the most, he delivers against Liverpool in the Champions League when it matters the most. Lewandowski, the absolute opposite. He scores a pretty shit pen, a pen that arguably should have been saved. I mean, fuck, I could have saved that shit, De Gea. But other than that, he was basically a no-show. He didn't do anything. It is absolutely disgraceful. I never want to hear it again, Lewandowski or Benzema, because it's clear as day one's better than the other, because one performs when the lights are brightest and the other one disappears, just like the club itself. Look, I'm not letting Barcelona get away. I've heard too much of this shit. They beat Real Madrid in equivalent to the Saudi Cup preseason game, and that's what they've hung their hats on. That, oh, this is the new era of Barcelona. Bullshit. I don't give a fuck of what they won one cup. We'll see them a couple direct. I want to see this Barca team. I'm excited to see this Barca team, because they better hope we're not fully healthy. Because look, they want to complain. They're going to complain, oh, we were down Pedro. We didn't have Pedri. We didn't have Gabi. We didn't have Dembele. Madrid. Now you feel like a Madrid fan, don't you? That's been us this whole season. So many of our key players injured. David Alaba, Tchouameni, Mendy, so much of our guys. Benzema in and out the team. And now you guys want to wave your hands up. Say, oh, we were injured. Fuck bullshit. We've been injured this whole season. And we still managed to win big games when it matters the most. Look, I'm sorry Real Madrid don't go full 100% into the league to play teams like Sevilla or Villarreal. We can't smash them 4-0. But when it comes to big matches, playing Atletico Madrid, playing Liverpool, playing these big games, we win. We get the results we want. And unlike Barcelona.
Yeah, I've seen some Barcelona fans on Twitter claiming that Xavi should be sacked. What do you think about that?
I think he's a fraud. Look, Xavi, look, if you need a win against Girona, Xavi's your man. That's your guy. If you want to beat shit clubs in Spain, and when you have by far a better team, Xavi's your guy. But he is a fraud when it comes to big games, because he cannot make the right decisions when it comes to win. That's just the truth of it. That's the truth. Other than the Saudi Cup that they beat Madrid in, that was it. Other than that was it. He's had so many other big games. I mean, other than flopping out of the Champions League, he's unfit to be a manager at this club at the highest level. He can't call it.
So you're saying he should be sacked after this performance?
If I were Barcelona, I would be looking at Thomas Tuchel. I'll be, that's a winner, right? That's a guy who took Chelsea, a pretty bang average Chelsea team.
It was.
And won a Champions League. That has to be commended. That's something Xavi will never do. Xavi will never win a Champions League with this Barcelona team as assembled right now. He's going to need some type of overhaul, get carried or something. But this team, get Messi back, get something. I don't know, maybe revive Pele, do something. That's the only way Xavi's going to win anything. He might win the Liga, to be fair. Look, I'll give him credit. Barcelona are a great league team. I've said this all year, that Barcelona are a great league team. They can slap up Villarreal. They can slap up Cadiz, all they want. But when it comes to European, the upper echelon of football, they can't hack it.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit up here and I don't know that if Xavi will ever win Champions League. I mean, if I had to bet on it, I would say no at the moment,
I'd bet
but
it. I'd
I
go to
don't know.
Vegas with that.
But I think that Barcelona would be crazy to sack Xavi. I mean, especially after what sure, they did flop out of the Champions League, and last season they lost in Europe as well, and obviously now they flopped out in the round of 32 to Manchester United. But I think sacking Xavi and getting rid of him would be a mistake because what we have seen from him in the league so far, they have been by far and away the best team in La Liga. I'm saying in the league. Obviously in Europe,
Hmm.
that's different, but
I,
in La
I've said that.
Liga,
I've given them
in
credit
La
for being a
Liga,
great league
Barca
team.
have been the best team. They're 8 points clear. They're about to shatter defensive records. They have looked very, very strong in the league. Outside of El Clasico earlier on in the season when they lost to Real Madrid, they've pretty much went through La Liga unscathed. They've been utterly dominant. I think they'd be crazy to sack Xavi after their unless they bottle this now. They're going to win La Liga. I think it would be crazy to sack a title-winning manager. I think that would be crazy because I mean, look, there's rumors of Messi coming back. There's rumors that
There's even rumors of Pep Guardiola. I mean, Pep Guardiola said in an interview that Barca's his home. If Barca call, I'm going
look,
back. So that's something I'm even looking at. Look, if you have the chance, we've talked about Pep
I'm not
Guardiola. He has
debating
his
that.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had his problems, but I choose Pep over Xavi any day. I mean, that's not a crazy. That's not a hot
No,
take or nothing. So
that
I
look,
mean,
I'll give you
that's
that.
what I'm looking at.
I'll
That's
give you
what
that.
I'm looking at.
If Pep Guardiola says I will go back to Barca right now, then I think you sack Xavi,
You
and
sack
that's
Xavi.
no disrespect to Xavi, but it's Pep
That's
Guardiola.
that's not. Yeah, that's not even
But
like
that's I don't
I
think
don't
that's
even
gonna
think about
happen.
that.
I don't think that's gonna happen. So realistically, Xavi's your best bet right now. I don't think Thomas Tuchel is gonna magically make this team win in Europe. I don't think that this if you get Thomas Tuchel next season, I don't think Barcelona are going to win the Champions League.
I think
In the same way, I
they
don't
could
think they're
make it out the group stage at least.
we
I
don't I
think they
mean
could make it out the group.
I mean, yeah, okay, I give you that, but I just think stacking Xavi would be a little bit crazy. I think it would be an overreaction because look, like we said, they were a little banged up going into this, and let's not act like Manchester United are not a good team because
They are a great team.
the
They're
only
a great
reason
team.
that people are overreacting to this is because it is the round of 32. You couldn't even make it out of the round of 32, but you got so unlucky to be drawn up against arguably one of the best teams in the world right now in the round of 32. You couldn't get lucky and get drawn up against an Ajax or anyone else. You got drawn up against Manchester United, and that's just unlucky. It is what it is. But Barcelona, I don't want that this European failure to cloud up the fact that they have had a good season. Xavi has proven himself to be a good coach. I'm not going to call him a upper echelon elite coach yet, but he has proven to be a good enough coach to win you La Liga, I think. So sacking him would be crazy. And to call this season a failure for Barcelona, I think would also be crazy. I mean, sure, they've underperformed in Europe, and that is going to be a stain on the club. But it's not like they haven't been underperforming in Europe for years. I mean, since MSN, they've underperformed in Europe. So I mean, it's nothing
I
new.
mean, ever since they won that Champions League of once upon a
20,
time, so far,
2015.
far 2015. God, jeez, it's been a while, and it only took arguably the greatest front three of all time to do that. But yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. That's why I think Barcelona. I've been. I mean, they've been for a while. They're European frauds. I mean, they always seem to find a way to choke in the biggest moments. We saw it against Roma. We saw it against Liverpool. We've seen it so many times, and this just adds another one to the list because they were up at Old Trafford. They had a lead, and I think the main point of this is that the fact that they were 1-0 up at halftime, they've gone through all they needed to do was close out a game, and you're talking about what you've said many times, the best defense in Europe. You'd bet the best defense in Europe can close out a game, and they simply could not because they have not been tested. Look, we can only judge teams by who they beat, and I named you off a majority of the teams Barca has beaten. So I never really put too much into they're the best defense and they're a great league team, but my thoughts and have never changed about how they are in Europe. I always knew they would not be good in Europe. That's just, I mean, ever since they got knocked out of that, it's always going to be Europa League. And when they announced this tie, I knew they're going to lose. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have to think about it. We both picked Man United, but even though you wanted Barca to win, and look, you spam texting me every time Barca took the lead. I'm not letting you get away with shit. It's a win-win for you because you picked the team to win, but you kind of want the other one. Look, I'm not letting you get away with that shit. Deep down, you did want Barcelona to win, and I think deep down you knew you kind of you predicted it, even though you smartly picked the better team. you deep down wanted Barca to win.
I
So
did. I did want
it
Barcelona to win. Of course. Yeah, I
in
did.
a way that's you still gotta wear that. I mean that is the team that you were semi supporting. I think you know. So I'm
Yeah,
not
I
letting you get
wanted
a.
Barcelona to win this tie, but ultimately, and we've been talking about Barcelona for a minute here. And before we wrap up the video, we didn't really talk too much about Manchester United, and I wanted to talk about Manchester United
Unfortunately,
a
yeah.
little bit because I'm super impressed by Manchester United, and I just wanted to go on off on a little tangent about Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag, one of the best managers in the world. It's all but confirmed now. If you had your doubts about Eric Ten Hag, now you shouldn't have any doubts. They should all be gone because what a manager he is. I do not know how he has turned around Manchester United this quickly. He has made them a force. He has put them potentially in the Premier League title race. He is already, I think, going to get his first trophy for the club with the Carabao Cup. And he is the only manager to have his club in all four competitions right now. He could win 4 trophies this season. I'm not saying he's going to do it,
Well, you
but
could.
he could win 4 trophies this season. I think Eric Ten Hag is a brilliant manager. I wanted him at Chelsea when he was back at Ajax because I knew this guy was
Shit,
going to be
everybody
a
wanted this guy.
top coach. Manchester United are very lucky to have Eric Ten Hag. I think he's one of the best managers in the world. They have finally found the heir to Sir Alex Ferguson's throne. I think he will win many trophies at Man United. And I think this is just a sign, a small sign of things to come. I think that they are going to be a very, very dominant team in Europe for many years to come. Marcus Rashford, he has revolutionized him, made him one of the best players in the world at the moment. I think that it's going to be scary hours in the future for Manchester United. What they're going to do, I think that they have a chance to be, up there competing with Arsenal and Man City for the long haul and winning Premier League titles.
Yeah, I think they have a. Well, I mean, next season they have a solid chance of being Premier League favorites. I mean, this is
I
a
think
team
so. I
that
agree.
has been transferred, and I was gonna make the point that I think this tie was a tale of two stories: a tale of one team getting exposed and another team finally coming out and officially announcing that they are back. Because this was, I've always thought. I mean, we've thought United have been back for a while now, but this was a more of a statement that everybody said that's the best. That's the best defense in Europe. We're gonna beat them.
And they did.
We're gonna take them apart. We're gonna take them to Old Trafford 1-0 down, a half doesn't matter, and they're able to come back and show that they have that backbone in them to win matches that are going against them, and that comes down to Eric Ten Hag because we saw almost the same batch of players in seasons past be absolute horrible, but Eric Ten Hag is able to turn them around. I mean, I never saw Casemiro play like this. I mean, I thought Casemiro was on his way out when we got rid of him, but it looks like they're able to get, more of his prime years out of him. And
Yeah.
got Fred. I don't know what got
He's
into Fred.
revitalized Fred's career. I thought Fred was destined to be going to the MLS or something like that, but somehow Eric Ten Hag has revitalized him and made him one of the best midfielders in the Premier League this season.
He's been drinking the secret juice or something, dude. He was all over the place. I mean, he was running Barca rampant, and I mean, in a midfield that's run by De Jong and Sergi Busquets, that's not no
Not
easy
easy to
feat.
do.
That's not easy to do. And he was able to hang in there. And Varane played a great game. I mean, De Gea had his moments. I mean, he had a great shot stopping moments. And this is just all around great team effort. And Anthony, what a finish, my son.
Yeah,
My
what a
God.
finish.
Because they were
Yeah,
just pounding at the door. One shot, two
they
shot,
were.
and then Anthony says, "Get out the way. I got this." And it was gorgeous. It was a gorgeous finish.
And I think Garnacho and Antony were the two subs that I can sit there and say they changed the game. I criticized Pep Guardiola yesterday for
For
not
not
making
making
any
changes.
subs. Eric Ten Hag made two subs, Antony and Garnacho, and they both changed the game. Koundé is going to have nightmares tonight thinking about what Garnacho did to him. This kid is going to be a star, and Antony, people criticize him. He's 100 million. He's a fraud.
I criticized him.
He's a fidget spinner.
He's a
Well, I
fidget
think he
spinner of a
proved
lad.
himself why he is not just a fidget spinner, why he's going to be a great winger, and why he's going to be a star for Manchester United. Overall, I come away from this very impressed by Manchester United, a little bit disappointed in Barca, but I'm not going to act like I didn't expect this. You know what I mean? I didn't expect it to be this close. I expected Man United to win this a little bit more comfortably, but they did what they needed to do, and I give them credit for that.
I would have thought you would have thought a bit closer. The best defense in Europe, but
Just
and
because
the best
look,
nine, or the best nine in Europe. Arguably the best nine in
the
Europe.
reason why I said that was because of what I said about Pedri and Gavi and Dembele. I think that this could have been different without them, but that's like saying, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
That That's football. I mean, you can't. Not everybody's gonna stay healthy, and I mean, Barcelona can get how it feels now. They know how it feels. I mean, they were riding high when they were all healthy and we were all injured. But it's not always fun. It's not easy to win matches when some of your best key players are injured.
So do you have any final thoughts on Barcelona and what their future is looking like with the Copa del Rey looming?
We'll see them soon. I'm excited. I'm excited to see that one.
Any
We'll
early
see him soon.
predictions?
Smash,
Smash them.
murder him, absolutely kill him.
I guess we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be very soon. You can wait. Stay tuned for the channel because we will be dropping a preview and definitely our reaction to those matches when they do happen. And we're either gonna see my friend here either in tears or celebrating like no tomorrow. And either way, I think it'll be good content for
Got
y'all. So
gotta get the other pack ready.
yeah, well, maybe you'll be smoking the Barca pack again. We will have
The
to see.
Barca pack once again.
Let us know down in the comments below what you thought of this match. Let us know what you think about Erik ten Hag, Manchester United. Should Xavi get sacked? Let us all know in the comments down below. But I think without further ado, we can get out of here.
Yep, let's get out of here. I'm tired.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel. But I'm Zach.
I'm G.
And we'll see y'all next time for another video. Peace.